Welcome, guys, to the first ever review show on the United Lens. And what a great game, really, to start our ratings show off with. Join me tomorrow for the breakdown, because I'll tell you what, you're not going to want to miss it. Right now, we're just going to quickly go through the player ratings, because that was an absolute shocker. United have got to be the first team in Premier League history to lose twice in one season to 10 men. And these players, you're going to hear the honest truth. I'm looking at some player ratings coming up on sites that are giving them up 6.5s and more. I don't know what the hell they are looking at. So let's get straight into it, guys. I will come to the chat at the end. I want to get through the player ratings. In the future, I will let you know there's meant to be a graphic up the side here with, well, probably a bit like what you've seen on the United stand, but I'm not that technical. We'll get there in the end, all right? But tonight, just because it's a late game and I haven't quite finished it, I'm not going to unleash it yet. But let's go straight in, starting with Lemons in goal. I thought second goal, piss poor. I think he can save that. I think he can make an attempt for it. And I'm pretty sure he'd get his hand to it, if I'm honest. I genuinely do. He was unsighted, yes. There was so much whip on it, it might have gone round him. But so far, from the angles I've seen, it looks like he could have at least dived for the ball. And I've seen a few go in now like that. I would say, generally, apart from that, Lemons didn't have much to do, so I'm going to give him a 5. Then we'll move on to Mazraoui. I thought at right back, he was pretty much doing his job. Nothing spectacular. We didn't really get forward at all for the whole game, even though we managed to score. Moved him over to left back and then obviously picks up a knock. But to be honest, just turned up and did his job. So 5 for Mazraoui. Leny Yoro. Probably the best game he's had in the last 4, again. But giving the ball away, the spaces he's stepping into are comical. He's running ahead of the pass, so the ball's going behind him. Literally, the last kick of the game, Maguire's ahead of him, and he runs past where Maguire can pass it to. So I don't know where we're going with Yoro. I was surprised to see him make it through the whole game. I do not know how Aidan Heaven did not get on the pitch, and we will come to that near the end. Big Harry, still didn't look 100%, if I'm honest. Needed his Shaw. Big Harry, I'd say probably his worst game under Carrick. Always knew he was going to struggle today because of the pace of their front line and even their substitutes. Maguire probably held it together at the back for us. Maybe I'm being generous, but I would say a 6. Remember, I won't do 0.5s. It's a 5 or a 6. I think he done enough at the back and probably was our best defender. Luke Shaw. Now, we were told that Shaw and Maguire were good enough to play. Now, anyone who's had a sickness but feeling unwell, they ain't recovered. You can barely recover for a day-to-day job. Let's be honest, right? So to turn up and play football and expect him to play well, it's not happening. We all know Shaw only played tonight because we don't have a left back, right? And the substitutions have proven that. So Shaw, again, I thought he was absolute rubbish. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give him I want to give him a 4, but I'm going to do the right thing, be the honest opinion, and go 5. But please, guys, please come back to me afterwards about Luke Shaw, because am I being overly critical because we know he was ill, or is he just getting through the games, and he's not bringing anything special anymore? This guy, for the last few years, everyone goes, when he's fit, he's one of the best left backs in Europe, the world, whatever. Not for me. But this is hard. Casemiro. First half I thought was really poor. Probably his worst game for a long time. Gets us a goal at the end of the first half. Again, another header from one of the shortest men on the pitch, but this guy's a ghost in the box. You know, he was trying to pick passes up, playing some little 1-2s, but no one was moving in front of him to link up with. I thought him and Kobbie pretty much had a similar game. I'd probably give Casemiro a 6, a solid 6. He didn't really put any foot wrong, but at the same time, I know some people were looking at him for losing the ball for the penalty, but that penalty is all on Bruno, and that will come into Bruno's rating, I'm telling you now. So yeah, solid 6 for Casemiro. Kobbie Mainoo, 5. Again, he made a good block, but Kobbie Mainoo looks like a player who came into the team against Arsenal and done something. Against City. He came in against City, then played Arsenal, and he was so happy to be back there. Now he seems comfortable. And there's some good little passing, some good little link-up play, little touches. But when you're compressed like we were today, it doesn't work. He needs something else to his game, whether it be physical strength or just a little bit. I see him scanning all the time, but he's going to need something extra. But 5 for me today, guys. Bryan and Mbeumo probably reminded me very much of just before AFCON when he was holding himself back. He wasn't really offering much. And Bruno's played, it feels like every minute under Carrick. I know he's been pulled off late once tired, but every physical minute that guy can run for, he's been played. And tonight, I didn't think he had the energy. Now, what I don't like is this is the second time we played 2 games in a few days that we've been absolutely shocking and looks like we're a League 2 side fitness level against Premier League. Because I know Newcastle are fast, but just general fitness, it's just not there. And Mbeumo, I'm going to give a 6. I think that miss, he's lucky I'm not giving him a 2. That miss was criminal. All he had to do, he didn't need to smash it. He just needed to guide it with his left foot. Just guide it up and over, like you were just clipping the ball down the wing over someone's challenge. That's all he needed to do. He wouldn't have headed it. The only way they would have stopped it would have been to handle it. So that's what I feel about that. 6 for me for Mbeumo. Cunha. Now, Cunha's a really hard one for me today because going forward, I thought Cunha was offering something no one else on the pitch was. He was getting 1v1, beating the players, drawing the fouls, getting everything. Defensively, all over the shot again. Doesn't really understand it. You can see him and Bruno arguing again. But I don't mind that. It's a bit like, I see Cunha as an Eric Cantona, kind of player where he's just going to offer something special. So we sort of let him get away with it. So I'm going to go for 6 for Cunha. Some of you might mark him a little bit higher, but you're going to have to let me know. Bruno Fernandes. The only spark looked like it was going to come from Bruno. He gave away the penalty. I'll tell you now, I'm looking at FootMob and I've just pulled up their player ratings and they've given Bruno an 8. This guy is the reason we conceded the penalty for a horrendous tackle because we all know Bruno can't tackle. It was just clumsy and that's why it's horrendous because it was that clumsy. It shouldn't be made. He pretty much didn't do much else in the game, I didn't think. Everything he tried seemed to be cut out. When we were getting closer to the end of the game, you'd see Maguire, Sesko, Xerxes all in a group, and he's kicking the ball out towards Dalot or Ahmad, like when he's crossing it in. So he's either looking for way too much whip and unable to do it, or he's got to do more. But it's his final ball. His final ball tonight was off. His hard work was there. So I'm going to give Bruno a 7. Okay? Because I think generally he was the only one trying to make something happen. But sometimes he tries too hard and he just Do you know what I mean? It just falls off. But it was the only chances we were going to have. I wanted more from Sesko and him link up play, but from what I was seeing, he could have probably done a lot more with shorter passes than longer passes in the final third and helped us tick it over. Because let's be honest, it was even picked up on the microphones on TNT if you were watching it there, that you could hear Carrick shouting at Bruno, move it quicker, move it quicker. So something was off. And when I watch it back and I do the review show tomorrow, I'll try and pick up what it was that Carrick was saying. Maybe Carrick will go into it. Sesko. I'm not sure what Sesko can do, but when he's off the pitch, we put more crosses in the box. That is a fact. We put more crosses in the box for Bryan and Mbeumo up against centre-backs than we do Sesko. And whether that's a mishit cross that we're trying to actually put behind and we're just bad at crossing the ball, I'm not sure. But Sesko, again, was feeding on scraps. And that's what I mean about the long balls, the hit in the corner. There was a lot of poor misses. Yoro miss. The Sesko, I think, probably could have done more with the one that hit Dan Burn, but I think that's because he's left-footed. If he'd taken it with his right, he could have gone to the other side of the goal. But it's a split-second decision, and he was already swinging the foot. But the way I see it, I'd probably give Sesko a 6. So quite low ratings, guys. But, I actually put a lot of this down to the substitutes. I'm not sure exactly how we can look at this. We brought on Ahmad. I felt we took the wrong player off. I would have had Ahmad on for Mbeumo because I thought Mbeumo just looked tired. Not because he wasn't doing what he could. I felt this game he was tired. And I would have had him on about half-time, 60 minutes. I would have got him on that quick. Obviously, Diogo Dalot came on because of what happened to Shaw. But let's be fair, he offers nothing. Absolute nothing. Ugarte coming on for Casemiro. For those who didn't notice, Casemiro's got one hell of a shiner. And 2 games in quick succession is definitely something we don't really want from Casemiro. So I can understand him not really making it past, 60 minutes, was it? And Joshua Zirkzee was just chucked up front, which, again, makes sense. You're going to do that. You've got to try and win the game, right? But explain me this, guys, because all the subs, I'm going to give a 6. I thought they came on, they done what they could, but by that point, we were just chucking the ball forward and hitting hope. And with what we brought on, there wasn't much. Tyrell Malacia coming on for when Mazraoui finally stayed down because he got absolutely clattered. And the ref didn't give a free kick. So that was quite surprising in this game. But there's no way Malacia should be stepping on the pitch for Manchester United. Not when we've got Aiden Heaven on the bench, who could have played at left back. I would have even put Kobbie on, who plays left back for the 21s. At the end of the day, Malacia is nowhere near Premier League fitness. He made some good runs. He tried his hardest, but his passing was off. When was the last time he played? When was the last time he played a match from start to finish? 2 years ago? So coming on at Newcastle on a cold night, it was the wrong choice, personally. Come back, let me know what you think. But I think Aiden Heaven, Kobbie should have been in front of Malacia. And if his performance didn't show that, then maybe this will be the last time we even see him in the squad. So Malacia, I'm sorry, mate, but you're getting a 4 because I thought he was that poor. And you might think that's harsh, but he didn't offer anything. He gave the ball away, committed a foul, and we all know maybe it was just because he'd been the only one who'd gone and warmed up and the others hadn't. A few chats. I've seen chat been going off while I was quickly going through them. Guys, come back at me if any of those scores you think I've been harsh on. For me, Man of the match for us has to be Bruno. Going through the game, any chance that we had comes off his foot. We know that. On another night, we win that game 3. We put 3-4 past them because there was definitely enough come the end of the game for Bruno to have won it for us. So I'm just having a look here. Scroll all the way back to the beginning. We had Danny in. We've got, he's saying a 4 for Lemons. Fair enough. Yoro should have scored the header. I think we can all bloody agree with that. He did head it down. I'm not one for agreeing to head it down. It's sort of a technique that you're trained to do, but I think if you can put your head through it, just bloody do it. Heading it down takes a lot more concentration than heading it straight forward from inside the 6-yard box. Bruno is head and shoulders our best player tonight. Yeah, he was, but other players can make him look bad, if that makes sense. He can play a great ball and no one makes a run. Then you're questioning, was it a good ball or was it not? Created 3 chances on the plate. I just literally said that. Bruno put 3 chances on the plate in the last 30 minutes. Yoro's shocking miss. Cunha's shocking miss. And Mbeumo had to hit it with his left foot as well. And Mbeumo's left-footed, so that shouldn't have been an issue. Mbeumo was very poor tonight. Looked like a glorified Anthony, like his pre-AFCON. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. It was just like he was protecting himself from getting a knock, which maybe he's tight. Maybe he's got a tight thing and he held back tonight. That's not what a United player does. We've been pretty average for the last few games, to be honest. Results not surprising. No, but I said in my preview that I would have been happy to have taken a draw against Newcastle at their place. I think anyone going to St James's Park, great. When they've had a bad run of form, you can get out of there with a win. But most teams would be more than happy with a draw at St James's Park. We are, at the end of the day, what's their next 2 games? City and Barcelona. So we've just given them a great lift going into that. But yeah, man of the match, Bruno. I can't see anyone else disagreeing with that. So that is what it is. Guys, that is it for this. I don't really want to go more than 20 minutes on the scores. We can come back and address a lot more of these issues tomorrow. The fact we've lost to 10 men twice this season. The fact that it looked like we were playing walking football. You can join me, have your say tomorrow night. What should we do? 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Review show with myself. Get in the chat and let's be honest. Let's let them have it full barrel. That's 4 games in a row where we've been playing walking football and not passing it. So until tomorrow night, guys, good night and leave your ratings in the comments afterwards.